All right. Are we live? I've never been live on a new channel in a long time. So this is exciting. Shout out to everybody here that's jumping on in. My name's Sam Price. I'm a self-made entrepreneur, trader, and this channel is about me and my life. And I trade for a living. I'm always trading, but this channel is not about me as a trader. This channel is about me and my life and how I made it where I am today. This channel is about the ups and downs. This channel is about staying open-minded. This channel is also about health and family and pushing ourselves to the limits, right? So today I wanted to talk about health and the ways I stay healthy and energetic no matter what happens, right? And that has a lot to do with fasting. I like to fast 1 day a week if I can, 3 days straight fast every couple of months to really reset the mind and body. So yeah, welcome. This is the beginning of something big. This is going to be a big deal. Yeah, I don't think I can allow super chats yet. I'm not there yet. Yeah, you have to get to that stage. You have to work up to get super chats. You don't just get super chats for live streaming. You have to earn them. Yeah. Hello, Aries brother. Fasting is really good for your body. Autophagy is our natural repair process, 100%. And you're spot on with that. Hello, Aries brother. Happy to have you just seen this in the Discord. Thank you for jumping on in. Yeah, and just join this new channel. I will be live streaming, I think, once a week here. And we're going to talk about lifestyle, life, you know, how we get around the ups and downs, how the market is just one part of my life. Here, I won't be slammed with super chats. Here, I won't be slammed with looking at the charts. Here, I can be myself, Sam Price, right? You can go to Crypto Lifer if all you want is the charts, which is amazing. But there's so much more to me than the charts, and there's so much more that we can show the world, and I'm excited for that. So I wanted to start my first live stream on this channel to introduce what you'll be learning here, what you can do. And the first thing I want to talk about really is Coral Castle, okay? This place has always really fascinated me, and it's a place that I think will really get you moving and get you motivated on another level. So let's talk about where Coral Castle is. Let's talk about what it is, and let's break down what happened, right? Coral Castle is an oolite limestone structure created in Latvian America by a Latvian American eccentric. It was created, it wasn't created it was created in Florida by a Latvian American eccentric named Edward Lead Skulneen. All right, that's what he looked like there. He was a very small dude, I think like 5'3". It comprises numerous large stones, each weighing several tons, sculpted into a variety of shapes, including slabs, walls, tabs, chairs, and a crescent moon, a water fountain, and a sundial. It looks something like this. These are giant granite pulled out of the rock, 1,000-ton stones, and then he curved them, right? These are pictures of Coral Castle. This man made this all by himself. He moved these stones just like this into place by himself. You can still go to Coral Castle. It's in Coral Gables, Florida. I believe it's like an hour and a half from me, or maybe further. I would love to go. I even heard he moved it once in his lifetime. But he created these gardens all by himself. He never told anybody how he did it. Okay? Never once. People said he did it in the middle of the night using like a shaft or something. But this will spark your mind. When I first learned about Coral Castle, I was never the same. Okay? Yeah, I know you can't see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess we could show you the screen. Why not, right? I didn't think about that. Oh, yeah, you guys are like, we can't see the pictures. So this is what it looks like, okay? He would cut these stones out of the earth. He knew where the stones were somehow before he even got there. He knew that this type of stone was in the land. This was a door that opened and closed with the touch of a child that now still has gotten tight with the ground and movement. So they don't want people to get hurt, and so they put this around it. But this door used to move with a finger. 2 stones on either end, and it would turn amazingly, right? So how did this man at 5'3", 170 pounds, build such an amazing structure? And that's what I want you to start to ask yourself. And I would like it if you could figure it out. Because if you could figure out how he built this, you might be able to unlock the mysteries of the universe, right? So its own promotional material says he was 26 years old when he was suddenly rejected by his 16-year-old fiancée, Agnes Skulvis, in Latvia, just one day before the wedding. Leaving for the United States, he came down with the alleged terminal tuberculosis, but spontaneously healed, stating that magnets had some effect on his disease. So he was into like the Rife machine, kind of like a bit like Edgar Cayce. And so each week I'm going to teach you about somebody that changed my life, basically got me to think and put me into crypto. Like I wouldn't have got into crypto if this didn't happen to me, right? So Coral Castle's own promotional material says he was 26, right? He spent more than 28 years building Coral Castle, refusing to allow anyone to view him while he worked. A few teenagers claimed to have witnessed his work, reporting that he had caused the blocks of coral to move like hydrogen balloons. The only advanced tool he spoke of using was a perpetual motion holder. Ed Lee Scalene originally built the castle, which he named Ed's Place, in Florida City, Florida, around 1923. He purchased the land from Reuben Moser, whose wife had assisted him when he had another very bad case of tuberculosis. Florida City, which borders the Everglades, is the southernmost city in the United States that is not on an island. At the time, it was an extreme remote location with very little development. The castle remained in Florida City till 1936, where he decided to move and take the castle with him. Its second and final location has the mailing address of 28655 South Dixie Highway, Miami, Florida, 33033, right? Even the zip code on the 33s, which I find a bit interesting, which now appears with the census-generated overlay Leisure City, but which is actually in unincorporated county territory. He reportedly chose relocation as a means to protect his privacy when discussion about developing land in the original area of the castle started. He spent 3 years moving the component structures of Coral Castle 10 miles north of Florida. So somehow he moved this thing, all right? And people don't even know how he moved it. He named the new place Rock Gate after the huge rear swinging gate he built in the back wall that I showed you there. He continued to work on the castle until his death in 1951. The oolite pieces that are part of the newer castle, not among those transported from the original location, were quarried on the property only a few feet away from the castle walls. The pool and the pit beside the southern wall are quarries. The east and west quarries have been filled in. At Florida City, he charged visitors 10 cents apiece to tour the castle grounds. After moving, he asked for donations of 25 cents, but let visitors enter free if they had no money. There are signs carved into the rocks at the front gate. Ring bell twice. He would come down from his living quarters in the second story of the castle tower close to the gate and conduct the tour. He never told anyone who asked him how he made the castle. He would simply answer, "It's not difficult if you know how." When asked why he had built the castle, Lee Scalene would vaguely answer it was for his sweet 16. This is widely believed to be a reference to Agnes Skulvis, often misspelled as Scuffs, and Lee Scalene's own publication, A Book in Every House. So I suggest you go get this book. It's called A Book in Every Home. He implies his sweet 16 was more than an idea than a reality. According to Latvian account, the girl existed, but her name was actually Hermine Luosis. But A Book in Every Home. Find this book and read this book. It'll change your life. When Lee Scalene became ill in November, he put a sign on the door going to the hospital and took the bus to Jackson Memorial Hospital. He suffered a stroke at one point, either before or he left for the hospital or after. He died 28 days later of pyelonephritis, a kidney infection, at the age of 64. His death certificate noted his death was a result of uremia, failure of the kidneys as a result of the infection and the abscess. So anyway, this place will blow your mind. How it was built, how he did it. And some could say there's mystery, like he moved things like they moved the stones in ancient Egypt with electromagnetic frequency. There's things that he just used a pulley system, a simple pulley system with a pulley chain, and was able to move rocks. But how did he cut the rocks out of the ground? How did he pull them out of the ground, in the way he did? That, too, is to this day a phenomenon that people are just absolutely amazed by. Does anyone else here know about Coral Castle? Right? Yeah. Finally, we get the pretty cool stuff. Yeah, exactly. So much more to life. They charge to unlock life for us. They do. Yeah. So anyone ever hear about this place? Did you ever learn about it before? Have you ever been there? Would you like to see it? Yeah, so you definitely want to read this book, A Book for Every Home. You definitely want to research Edgar Cayce, right? What this leads me to is to documentaries about Edgar Cayce. Now, Edgar Cayce is a different K-Y-C-E, Casey, right? It's spelled very differently than you would think. This man also changed my life. Him, Edgar Cayce, and Nikola Tesla. We're going to spend some time on those three people. They definitely had a big influence on who I am today. Edgar Cayce, right, born in 1877 and died in 1945, was an American clairvoyant who reported and chronicled an ability to diagnose diseases, recommend treatments for ailments while asleep. Like, he came up with the word laryngitis, as far as I'm concerned, in my research. Agitis of the larynx, right? During those thousands of transcribed sessions, he would answer questions on varying subjects, such as healing, reincarnation, dreams, and the afterlife, past lives, nutrition, Atlantis, and future events. He described himself as a devout Christian and denied being a spiritualist or communicating with spirits. Cayce is regarded as a founder and a principal source of the many characteristic beliefs of the New Age movement. As a clairvoyant, Cayce collaborated with a variety of individuals, including osteopath A.I. Lane, homeopath Weston Ketchum, printer Arthur Lammers, and Wall Street broker Morton Blumenthal. In 1931, Cayce founded a nonprofit, the Association for Research and Enlightenment, which is still there to this day in Virginia Beach. In 1942, a popular and highly sympathetic biography of Cayce titled There Is a River was published by journalist Tom Chagruce. I suggest you read A Book for Every Home by Edgar Cayce and There Is a River by Thomas Segru. Cayce was influenced by a variety of traditions, such as during the Second Great Awakening, Thomas, and the Exanic. Anyway, this is really interesting. So he achieved local notoriety for losing his voice, yet having been able to speak during hypnosis. So he lost his voice, couldn't talk, would go into hypnosis, and somehow would regain his voice. After initially reporting his voice had spontaneously and inexplicably returned on its own, he later became publicly crediting a local osteopath with having restored his voice. The osteopath began employing Cayce as a medical clairvoyant who could reportedly diagnose patients at a distance through supernatural means. After declaring bankruptcy, Cayce returned to the role of medical clairvoyant, collaborating with homeopath Wesley Ketchum. I mean, it sounds like he could be, like, was he a schemer? You know, try to look at this. But it's weird because I'm always open-minded. I don't believe anything full-blown. I like to do my research. But, man, it was interesting how many people he healed, right? And the relationships he built with these different people. And it's almost like he gave them prior knowledge, right? And they met him for certain reasons. But you can go deep into this. He would go into these trances, and during his trances, he would make these amazing diagnoses. He even talked about a lot of stuff. He talked about a map of the United States where the Mississippi River brought over. He looked at California underwater. He showed many things that could happen in the future, and I think even some of his predictions have come true already. So Edgar Cayce, a very interesting person, okay? Begs to differ, is there something there that we've never thought, right? You can go to edgarcayce.org, and you can learn all sorts about his, him and his readings and what he did. But he was a 20th century psychic and medical clairvoyant. The key was he was a medical clairvoyant, called the sleeping prophet, the father of holistic medicine. He gave people ways to cure things, acne, sore throats. So he used snow cones. Okay, now you have to check out Michael Tellinger. Okay, yeah. What up, brother? Let's get this algorithm booming. Lifers will push Sam Price at the top. It's a clean name for professional you are, brother. Thank you. Yeah, Sam Price, baby. This is the channel. So the majority of his readings dealt with holistic health and treatment of illness, just as it was at the time Cayce was giving readings. And we're watching Bitcoin. It's flat on the side, but I want to make this like the Sam Price channel. I want to get too crazy into the charts. So yeah, I think this is very interesting to learn, right? So he claimed that the history of human went back some 10 million years. While in a trance, his ability to peer into the past with uncanny psychic accuracy was demonstrated repetitively. This type of psychic ability called retrocognition, and Cayce used retrocognition when giving readings that accessed and spoke of past events in an individual's life, as well as ancient history, including the geological evolution of the planet and details of civilizations that predate recorded history. Through the use of retrocognition, the Cayce readings provide a wealth of insight into the ancient world. Although much of this material may be impossible to verify, sometimes contemporary researchers uncover evidence to confirm the information given. More than 11 years before the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in 1947, Cayce provided a great deal of information on a Jewish sect called the Essenes. Cayce claimed that in the Essene society, men and women lived and worked together towards a common goal of preparing for the birth of Christ. Scholars, however, believe that the Essenes were a mononistic society composed exclusively of men. It was not until archaeological excavations occurred after Cayce's death that his psychic information was verified. Going beyond the New Testament and giving before the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, Cayce's readings reveal the life of Jesus as one rich in teachings, training with the Essenes and his teacher, there, Judy. Family, brothers James, Jude, and sister Ruth. Spiritual lessons, traveling to India and to Egypt to learn from the master teachers. The readings go a step further and reveal the past lives of Jesus that led to the culmination of his manifestation as the Christ and advise us on how we can pattern our lives after his. In about 1,200 readings on Egypt, Cayce reveals the origin, purpose, and prophecies of the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, ancient rulers, and Cayce's own past life as the priest Ra-ta-ta, who wanted to unify the spiritual teachings of the people. Cayce's precognition readings also revealed a lush landscape along the Nile and stated that the Nile had changed its course and once entered into the Atlantic. This theory seems to be confirmed as an article published in Science in 1986 reported that the shuttle imaging radar from the space shuttle had discovered previously unknown river valleys beneath the driest part of the Sahara. Through satellite imaging and on-site architectural investigation, it appears the present-day Nile had changed its course, once flowing across the Sahara, through Africa, and into the Atlantic Ocean. According to Cayce, Atlantis was a high advanced civilization located from the Gulf of Mexico to Gibraltar. Edgar Cayce referred to Bimini as one of the mountaintops of the ancient Atlantis. Before the end of the last ice age, 12,000 years ago, the ocean levels were at least 300 feet below their current levels. A vast island was in the area of those remote times, rather than chains of islands. Though the island does not appear to be a mountain today, 12,000 years ago it was one of the highest points on the vast land formation in the region. Through destructive misuse of advanced technology, Atlantis was destroyed over a period of thousands of years, with a final catastrophe event circa 10,000 BTC. Over its years of destruction, Atlanteans migrated to other parts of the world, including ancient Egypt and the Yucatan Peninsula, where they brought with them their technological advancements, beliefs, and recorded history. Now, whether you believe that or not is up to you. That's your truth. You can decide to take Atlantis on into a deep dive, or you could decide it's fantasy. It's up to you. Like, these things are completely up to you. Like, I'm just part of your reality. It's where you want to go. I just wanted to tell you these two people really changed my life. And whether, you could verify some of it as fantasy or not, but there's definitely something there. The deeper you deep on Edgar Cayce and the more you research what he told you, it's just interesting. And a lot of things he said come out later on, right? I like that life's purpose, right? To discover clues to your own life's purpose, ask yourself these questions. What makes my heart sing? When in my life do I feel a sense of wonder? And what ways do I feel called to be of service to others? And when do I feel closest to God? I feel closest to God when I'm expressing truth and helping others learn, right? Boom. What makes my heart sing? My heart sings when I'm with my family, my kids, and people that I love, and I'm enjoying a good time with them. That's amazing. When in my life do I feel a sense of wonder? Almost every morning and every day, because anything is possible. My channel could go bigger. We could meet someone. We could get interviewed. We don't know where it could go, right? Funny. Atlantis sounds a little similar to what we're doing today. Yeah. In what ways do I feel called to be of service to others? I mean, live streaming every day, helping people find their sense of self. Once you have enough to be centered, like I worked a night shift. I was in a good spot, but I wasn't centered. I was chasing I wanted savings. I didn't own a home. I didn't have my family I didn't even have grass for my kids to play in. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment with my 4-year-old, 3-year-old daughter. I felt like a failure in some ways because they didn't have the resources I had as a child, right? And so, in what ways do I feel called to be a service of others? Well, I want them to go after their dreams. If you're in a 1-bedroom apartment and you'd like to have a home with an acre of land and have your kids play, then I want you to achieve that. Like I desire you to win as much as I do, right? So, and when do I feel closest to God? When I'm helping others, when I'm with my children, when I'm holding my wife and telling her how much I love her, like when I'm around love, right, that I've created in my life. Your children surround you, and your children are the creation of you and your wife's love, right? Amazing. It's interesting. You make love to your wife and you produce children, and then you sit there. The other day I'm sitting there, I see these 3 kids and they're all talking, and they're 3 human beings brought into this earth through the love of me and my wife. I find it, how is that? How am I able to create life? I'm a being that can create life. Like we don't realize how special we are. I think we overlook the fact that I can, through God's power, but I can create life with another being. I was created by 2 other beings coming together. Like, that is fascinating to me in a way I've never really deep dived, right? So this is my first live stream of the channel. I want to make it where we kind of go after the truth a lot. I don't want to go too crazy because I love my other channel and I want to keep everything, so we'll keep it as kosher as we can, if you know what I'm saying. But I believe we can open the mind. We can expand the thoughts of men and women, and we don't have to go to too far extremes. We can just kind of drop the cheese, the crumbs, right? And we can watch people begin to follow the path. Yeah, Atlanta sounds like similar to what it's possible. Yeah. Now, anyway, thank you for jumping on in today. Not everybody was into this. I'm not trying to put, most people join for trading. I get it. But mindset is important, right? You're not going to be a great trader if you don't believe you're worth it. If you don't think you deserve greatness, how are you going to receive it and achieve it? Receiving and deserving is a big part of success. I was very smart and a very hard worker for years, but I didn't believe that I deserved. I couldn't see myself accepting a life of success. And my subconscious mind liked to be in the comfort zones I was in. I wasn't ready to go live stream every day. I wasn't ready to change my life and fly. I liked my little comfort zone. Comfort zone is the killer of progression. If you find yourself getting too comfortable, making sure things are exactly where they need to be, and you're never kind of unsettled. When I flew to Singapore, I'm unsettled, right? I have to track all my stuff. I don't know if the stream's going to make it. There's a lot of risk every time I travel with the stream. And I have to have faith in God. And I come home every time and I say, what an amazing trip. We never missed a beat. We never missed the stream. Everything worked out exactly as planned. And I said, see, Sam, you have little faith. Like, always have faith that God has a beautiful plan for you. And that's what will happen. You will have that plan. Okay, so remember, like, this market is crazy. It's up and down. There's a lot of stuff going on. You're going to sell at the wrong time, buy, you know what I mean? No one's going to be perfect here. But what we can do is we have long-term plans. We stay calm. We stay focused. And we can get where we're going to get in life, right? And we have to remain in the positive and in the present. Today I got to be positive. No matter what happened, no matter how many losses I've taken in my life, today's a new day. I can start today and say, okay, how can I right the ship of destiny? How can I go my way, right? So whenever you get discouraged, whenever this market gets to you, whenever your life gets to you, remember, the people that are successful are not immune to the feelings you feel. They definitely get emotional. They definitely let things get to them, but they take a deep breath. They reset. They meditate for a moment. They reset their mind and realize they are in control. Their thoughts have a lot to do with where they're going, and they reset their thoughts. If you're letting your thoughts run into negative places over and over again, You're going to have a hard time bringing that back in, because that's going to become a habit. We want to work with the subconscious mind so that subconsciously we help ourselves without even thinking about it. That takes time. The subconscious mind is going to be programmed to how you've been what you've been telling it for the last few years. If you keep telling yourself something, it will eventually become true to the subconscious, and you won't even know that you're doing things. Like if you don't believe you deserve anything, then you won't believe you deserve anything. It's they go hand in hand, these things. So as I end today, I have a dentist appointment in about 40 minutes. And we're back at 104,000, everybody. There you go. But as I end today, and I end this first live stream on the Sam Price channel, I hope I inspire you to channel your frequency, raise your vibrational energy, become full of gratitude every single moment of your day, and stay in the present moment. If I can help you do those things, then I believe I've achieved what I'm here to do. I love you all. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see where this goes. And please subscribe to the channel. And we'll be live streaming once or twice a week here or more. And we'll be having some fun. I will be completely dedicated to my crypto channel. It is what it is. But when I want to say something different, when I want to say whatever, and grow this brand, this Sam Price brand, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll also be teaching you things that I do for health reasons, what I eat. If there's a good recipe, I'm going to be sharing anything that includes my health, how I stay, basically mentally and spiritually connected to God, like how I push forward every day, how I motivate myself, and working out. Like what am I doing to work out? All the pillars of life. We want to be spiritually free and full. We want to be financially free and full. We want to be mentally free and full. And we want to have a deep connection to our family and friends. So we want to have a healthy wallet. We want to have a healthy mind. We want to have a healthy spirit, and we want to have a healthy body, right? Important. So that's the key. Sam, I hope things aren't too painful at the dentist. Thank you for your time. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Everyone, I love you. I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much. God bless.